we are looking at the introduction of the e-utilities. This service enables companies and individuals to submit application for building development approvals to WASA, plumbing approvals to WASA. All applications are then processed electronically, and feedback is provided to the applicant. All right, so in essence, you prepare your application, not the traditional way, but the new way, which is having your applications prepared, and we are looking at plumbing. We are focusing on plumbing, where all your plumbing work that is done must comply with the standards that is established by the authority. Obviously, a visual inspection will be carried out by qualified plumbing inspectors to determine if the plumbing and drainage works is in compliance with the legislated standards as time to time of the approval or construction. So, notwithstanding you're doing an application via the online platform, there will be still the need for the inspector to come out in the field to coordinate his or her inspections on the works that were carried out in accordance to the designs that were approved at the time. An overview of the process now as it happens, as you know, it's an abundance of paperwork. You have to print plans, you have to do the designs first, then go to a print shop, print the drawings. Then when the drawings are printed, you have to fill the forms or make copies of the forms, attach that, a copy of your ID, a copy of the owner's ID, a copy of the deed now, saying that the certificate assessment is now being phased out, a copy of the bulk deed, and you have to make several visits to WASA. That's the process as it exists now. The process that we are looking at of the new online process is where all submissions of designs and documentations are done online at any time, even on a Sunday night and all, you can do the submission. Right? All you are required to do is to scan the attached documents, which is like the WASA form, your ID, the owner's ID, the WASA bill, if any, and the very said deed. You can scan those documents, and you would receive notification automatically when the application is processed. So what it gives you, what happens there is that you prepare your documentation, your drawings on the computer, you save it as a PDF, and you scan all the other documents as an attached PDF, give them names, and you attach them. There's an electronic window that will guide you as to where to put what. So there's on the electronic window, there's attachments for additional documents, and there's an attachment for design drawings. So you attach the design drawings in the area for the attachment of the design drawings, and the area for attached documents, you attach those documents there. The ability to address all queries online without a visit to WASA. So any queries that may be derived, you can treat with it online. For example, you may submit an application and they will say, listen, we are not seeing the owner's ID. You don't need to take a trip to WASA and bring the ID down. You can simply just scan it, upload it, send it, and they give you a response in real time. The design processing entails you submit the design online. The design can be queried or accepted when it's being processed. If it's accepted, approval will be granted. If it is queried, then you will be required to address the query and the design and make a resubmission payment before the application or design is processed. That's provided that there's a defect on the application that was submitted. If there are no defects, of course, you will get your final approval, and the final approval comes with the PDF drawing being stamped with a WASA stamp of approval and a signature of the person responsible for the online processing. You can also make your requests for inspection when you are ready for it online. There's a separate section for requests for inspection on that very said application. So the application is given what you call a number, a digital number, which is like your file reference number, and that number remains with the application until you get your practical completion. A similar thing like what happens manually, but this time it's electronically done. Once the inspection is conducted, you will be notified of the results online. So once the inspector goes out on site with you and the inspection was approved, you will be notified online of the status of your application. If there are any defects, you'll be required to restart the process all over, as you know, as it happens now. If it's approved, then you move to the final stage of processing. At the final stage, the approver will indicate when they are in the process of returning letters to the agencies. After this process is completed, they will indicate when you have been granted your completion certificate. Now, I know the next question will be, how do this work? How can I get involved in a process such like this? First, you have to get a TT Connect ID. All right, you complete the TT Bizz Link Form A, and then you visit any one of the service centers to verify with 2 copies of your ID, 2 forms of ID, a passport, a national ID, driver's permit, or your birth paper, your birth certificate, the electronic birth certificate, which is now the thing that is being used now. You can go to any one of the service centers, the TT Bizz Link centers on the island, and make a formal application for your TT Connect ID. Without an ID, you cannot use this platform. So each and every individual who are here, if you don't have a TT Connect ID, fill out that form, and the next working day, visit one of the TT Bizz Link centers, apply for your TT Connect ID. They will guide you through the process step by step. And once that is done, then you will subscribe under utilities. Utilities is WASA or TNTech. But we are dealing specifically with the plumbing system, so you will apply under WASA.